This week, we are going to continue our series on what you should be doing when it comes to planning, implementing, and, well, let's even call it strategizing for faster payments. Now, last week, I showed you a short video on selecting a vendor that has a culture of having everyone involved in understanding how the payment system works and how the products will work within that payment system. Well, truth is, there's a lot that needs to be done well before that. Stay tuned. What are the questions I would be asking of myself and also asking of my vendors? Well, what I would start off with is really for me, and this is the approach I've taken, what are the lessons that can be learned from other countries that have already implemented faster payments? You know, it's one of those things, if somebody's already done it, can I learn from them and maybe learn from their mistakes and learn what worked for them? It's an area I've focused on, and you probably have seen over the past few months many of the videos I've done with my son Liam. Well, what's really interesting about those is I'm learning that even a 9-year-old has had very legitimate questions when it comes to faster payments and electronic banking in general. It's helped me learn a lot even. Again, I've got years of experience in doing this. And in that series, we actually study the faster payments and how they work in other countries. Now, one thing I hear all the time, it may not always exactly relate to how we do things here. For example, I hear it's not to scale. It's not mandated. Well, there is some validity in those concerns. But the truth is too, it doesn't stop us from being able to understand the issues that they had to face when putting in a faster payment solution on top of existing solutions, or being able to get consumers to adopt and start using a new solution, or merchants from adopting and using new solutions. It also, if you look at things like transaction volume, oh wait, we can look at transaction volume here in the US. Let's look at things like Cash App. Let's look at Venmo. Let's look at things like Zelle. The volume is off the chart because I can see that users definitely want to have a faster payment system regardless of it equals to scale or if there's a mandate in place. And by the way, I'm just going to say this too. I'm recording my beliefs and I'm putting them out there for everybody to be able to see. And I could be wrong. And if I am, in a few years, I'm sure somebody will pull up this video and say, hey, you know, you're the one guy who said we should go with faster payments and look how it failed. I'm willing to see how that works out. In a few years, we'll all know. Hindsight's always 20/20. Until then, I do believe, and I've personally learned volumes by studying other countries. There's a lot of countries that are out there with a lot of successful things for us to be able to learn from. Other questions that would come up would be things like this. Well, which initiatives and standards are likely to succeed in the US? That's a huge question. Really, you've got to pick what's going to work for you, what's going to succeed. Will real-time payments succeed, or is something else going to? I have to say this too, real-time payments is not the only option out there. That's what I'm getting to. There's also things like Visa Direct, there's MasterCard Send. One of my favorites is same-day ACH. Did he just say same-day ACH and faster payments? I did. I've had a whole entire video on why I believe same-day ACH is a faster payment solution. Same-day ACH is a faster payment solution because it gives us the ability to move ACH in a stable environment at a much faster speed. And they're even adding additional windows and times, and that's going to come in the future. What about volumes? I told you we've seen such huge volumes with Venmo, huge volumes with Cash App, huge volumes with Zelle. The same thing is happening with same-day ACH. In fact, Nacho is reporting the highest volumes in history year after year, and same-day ACH has taken off since its first implementation. Another important question. How will these efforts ultimately fit with the Fed's faster payment solution? Well, just what is the Fed going to do? It's going to take them a few years to have that solution up and available. If you want to wait on the Fed, that's your choice. But my opinion, you're going to be left years behind by your competition. Especially considering that most of the larger financial institutions with reported access to about 50% of the accounts in the country are already on real-time payments. What I would do, this is me personally, I would look for a solution that will have adaptability to being able to work with the Fed solution, but yet still be able to work in the current environment with your chosen faster payment solution. That way, when the Fed does come out with a solution, whatever they come out with, you'll be able to adapt and use it. Now, what are the key uses for real-time payments in the wholesale space? To answer that, it depends on your institution's strategy. What markets do you serve? How do you want to serve those markets? Do I know specific use cases? Absolutely. But I can't give you everything away in a short YouTube video. If you come see my sessions at the mini conferences I speak at, there are sessions where I will walk through a lot of the use cases and different payment options out there and where they work, or I see that they work best. I've also been contracted to talk a lot about faster payments fraud. In fact, I end up talking about it more than anything else. What's going to happen in the world of faster payments fraud? I'm going to have a video series on that too. Plan on that in October. If you want to know more on this, you can also contact me directly. We can maybe work out some consulting or something with your institution, because it's really, again, beyond the scope of these short videos, which this one's starting to become kind of long. It comes down to this though, and I truly believe this. There is a place for every payment, and every payment has its place. And what's the place for faster payments? Well, that's going to depend on your appetite for risk. That's why we're ending on risk. And how you plan to serve the market or serve your account holders. Okay, there are three key things when it comes to building a strategy. How are you going to use it? You can get some great ideas from the ways other countries are using it. What initiatives do you want to go with? There are several. Choose wisely. And use cases. There are so many. These are all key considerations in building a strategy and in implementing faster payments and having the solution that works for you. And that's what you want, the solution that works for you and most of all, your account holders. Now, next week, I'm going to actually address some specific solution questions. Until then, have a fantastic Friday. As always, feel free to message me, email me, kevin@paymentsprofessor.com. And if you've missed a video in this series or any of the others, you can always get the videos at paymentsprofessor.com or by going to our YouTube channel. And on our YouTube channel, while you're there, please subscribe. Until the next video, have a fantastic Faster Friday.